Gents, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing okay. In today's video, I wanted to discuss the importance of being a man who goes the extra mile. Being a guy who doesn't give in to that temptation to take things easy, to take a step back, to take shortcuts and not give everything. Because over a long period of time, the guy who refuses to be like most men, the guy who refuses to take shortcuts when he has the energy to give more, will outperform the competition. He will outperform these men. I'm a believer in working smarter and not harder. There are a lot of guys working ridiculously hard and getting no results because they're doing stupid work. However, just because I believe in working smart doesn't mean that I completely park the bus and get rid of working hard, put that to the side. No. Working hard is your foundation. If you're working hard on smart things, you're going to have a great life. If you can do that consistently and you can do that for a long period of time, you're going to be way ahead of people who want the same things as you. You're going to be way ahead of your competition. But a lot of guys just talk about working hard. They list all the things that they've done. But behind closed doors, it's not the reality. Behind closed doors, their actions and words don't align. And the question you've got to ask yourself is A, is that you? And B, if it is you, and you're not doing everything that you could be doing or that you say you are doing, then who does that impact? It doesn't impact Susan from 6 doors down or Sally next door. It impacts you. It impacts the man in the mirror. You've got to ask yourself, if you want the things and you want the life that you talk about so much, then why don't your actions reflect that? Why are you doing things that are harming yourself? Why, when there are opportunities to go the extra mile, are you taking shortcuts? Yes, I know sometimes the idea of, after a long day at work, getting yourself into the gym and working hard is tiring. Goodness gracious, the last thing I want to do is go out running, but I will still go because I know that is the thing that I hate doing, and I know that is the thing that is going to get me fitter. That is the thing that is going to build discipline, and that is the thing that I'm going to have every single week within my schedule that I just can't stand. And I understand it's good to do that, because in life it's good to do things that you don't like. It's good to put yourself in uncomfortable positions to replicate the real life situations that life will throw at you. If you are a guy who refuses to go the extra mile, if you are a guy who refuses to work very hard and push himself, you're going to be broken by life. Because life is going to push you. Life is going to throw some horrible situations at you. You're going to feel like your world is crumbling sometimes. And if you're not doing the work in the background, if you're not training in the background, preparing yourself for this every single day by just giving that little bit more and pushing yourself that little bit further, you're screwed. You're screwed. And you won't be able to deal with it, and most likely you'll crumble. But for you guys that are pushing yourselves, that are going the extra mile, you're going to be okay. You're going to have resilience. You're going to have stress tolerance. This is a big thing. If right now you're not creating some pain, not literal pain, but in a metaphorical sense, if you're not creating some pain within your day-to-day life, you've got to ask yourself, what can I do? What do I struggle with? What's an area of my life that I find to be in need of improvement? What's something that I am uncomfortable doing, but that I know if I practice, that I know if I do consistently, will help me to grow? Once you've identified those areas, get going, get on the horse. In a sales capacity, because that's where I work, and I know a lot of you guys do as well. If you are terrified to pick up the phone and make outbound calls, cold calls, the best thing you can do is do more of that. The best thing you can do is dial, pick up the phone without even thinking about it, and let it ring. The second call is easier than the first one. The 5th is easier than the 4th, the 11th than the 10th, etc, etc, etc. The more you put yourself in these uncomfortable situations, the less uncomfortable they are going to be. You're going to feel more relaxed, you're going to feel less stressed, and subsequently you are becoming a more relaxed person because you take action, because you pursue things that are difficult. It doesn't have to be in a working capacity. We can move away from that. We can be talking about relationships. Let's say there's a girl that you've been looking at and you just think she is smoking, you think she's beautiful, but every single opportunity you've had thus far to go and say hello, you've bottled it. You've near enough pissed yourself and you've run away. You've hid in the corner, shaking and shivering. Well, the next time there's an opportunity, in a non-creepy way, because some of you guys are dead creepy, go and approach her. Be kind, be respectful, be polite, give her a nice compliment. Say that she looks great, or you just wanted to say hi, or something like that. Doesn't have to be too elaborate, doesn't have to be too complicated or too complex. Don't weird her out, don't throw 50 questions at her. But go and say hi. And maybe you get rejected. But the worst she's going to say is, I have a boyfriend, or I'm not really interested right now, or she'll put you off in some polite way. Very, very rarely do you get grilled like we see on some of these memes, like, oh, the worst thing she's going to say is no, and then she throws the kitchen sink at you. It's very rare. Most likely, the worst thing she's going to say is she's not interested or she's got a boyfriend. And then you move on. But I guarantee after that, you're going to feel a hell of a lot better than before. Because you're just executing. You're just taking action. You're just exercising those discipline muscles. The same way you go to the gym and you grow your biceps, you grow your discipline muscles through taking action. You grow your exertion muscles through taking action and just firing and firing and firing. It becomes easier every time to do things that you don't want to do. But when you do that, you grow. But when you don't, you shrivel. When you don't, you become a shell of yourself. When you don't, you feel walking around that you're not doing everything that you could be doing. You know that you are an impostor in some senses, because there are opportunities to grow, there are opportunities to change things, yet you are putting them to the side. So go and do that long run that you don't want to do. Get in the gym when you don't feel like it. Go and approach the girl. Make those cold calls. Send out that email. Whatever it is. Put this in the context of your own life. But essentially, guys, if there is something that you have been avoiding, the only person that you are harming by not doing it is you. You already know this, you don't need me to say this. This is maybe just affirmation of what you already know deep down, but don't allow it to be deep down. Let's call it for what it is. Every time from now on that there is an opportunity to do something, and you can do it, and you know it's going to help you, you know it's going to further you in some sense, and you don't do it, you need to call yourself out. Say it out loud. Coward. Say it out loud, literally. If you avoid something that could further you, that yes, you don't want to do in the immediate moment, and you choose not to do it, say coward. After a while, it's going to get funny, because you're just going to be calling yourself coward all the time, and after a while, coward, you get fed up. You get fed up and you go, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to procrastinate anymore. I don't want to wait and avoid growth. Because, look, there are some guys out there who are just killers. Working in that sales office, 100 calls a day. They don't even think. They just tap the phone, pick it up. Tap the phone, pick it up. Send out the emails. If the phone doesn't answer, leave a voicemail, send an email, send a LinkedIn. And they do that all day and they have energy and they just don't think about it. Now, if they sit there and think about it and they worry and they go over all the fine details, yeah, maybe there'd be some procrastination there. Maybe they'd think once or twice about doing it. But sometimes you just have to eliminate that procrastination. You just have to eliminate that overthinking process that we all do. We're humans, right? We all do it. And you just have to go. It's the little things. Get your shoes on. Get your running shoes on. You feel like a muppet You feel like a coward when you've put your running shoes on and you take them off. I mean, my goodness, don't ever find yourself doing that unless there's some kind of emergency, unless really you've got to change your plans. Don't find yourself putting your running shoes on and then taking them off because you don't want to go. I don't want to do it. I'm tired. I just want to lie in bed. No, none of that. That's not going to help you. That's not going to propel you to where you want to be. So if you want to lose your flabby belly, get the shoes on. Get out there. Go run. Or get your shoes on. Get in the gym. Do the difficult work. The difference between who you are today and who you want to be is the work that you are avoiding. You do the work, you start to become a lot more aligned with the man that you want to be than the man that you are right now. You'll genuinely start looking at yourself very differently. You'll be thinking, you know what? I've been doing a lot of what I wanted to do recently. I've been disciplined. I've actually been aligning my words and my actions. And when you look in the mirror and you're walking by, you're getting dressed, you're making yourself presentable, you start to think, you know what, that guy's quite sharp. You start to like that guy. But you know when you don't like that guy? Is when your words and actions are not aligned. And when you're not pushing yourself as much as you could be. I'm not saying work yourself into an early grave. I'm not saying work, and become stressed and become fed up. Because you can start to hate your job. You can start to hate your life if you do too much. But what I am saying is if you are a guy who is quite honest with himself, he doesn't bullshit himself, he knows the reality, and there are things that you are not doing that you could be doing, now is the time to change that, because the only person you're harming is you. And at some point or another, you're going to be exposed. Because there comes a point in time where you should arrive to a certain level. If you're a person that tells people that he does all these difficult things and in the background doesn't do them, there's going to be a point in time that arises where you can't hide your lack of progress anymore. You can't hide your lack of skill, your lack of development anymore, because people can see it. And that's a horrible feeling. It's bad enough knowing that you're not doing the work yourself, but when other people know it, that's just another kettle of fish. So don't allow that to be your reality. Do the difficult work, especially when it's hard, especially when deep down it's the last thing that you want to do, because that is what's going to propel you. And that is what's going to make you the man that you want to be. The distance between the man you are now and the man you want to become is the work you're avoiding. Let's not avoid the work. Anyway, if you took some value from this video, be sure to hit the like button, comment your thoughts down below, and consider subscribing to the channel for more from me. As always, thank you for your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next one.